Alright, so I just got back into drawing again and decided to, video it. Sorry, buffer. Video some of it, cause, oh, and cameo of my cat, cause, yeah. You puppy. Not puppy, you're not a puppy, you're a kitty. Ugh, sorry guys, this cat has been laying here for, I don't even know how long. Look at you. She's gonna distract me now. Hold on. Okay, I've gotta do a video. Let me do the video. I gotta flip a page. Come on now. And now you're, yeah, yeah, okay. Alright. You are gonna be a problem, aren't you? Anyways, so I got back into drawing. It's been months since I've drawn and a month since I posted a video, which was just my latest sketchbook tour, basically. But here's what I've drawn since I tried to get back into it. It's not much, and it's not great, but this is the most sketchbook pages I've filled in literally months. So, yeah. It's been a thing. I've been back into the the comic book thing, trying to figure it out. Yes, I know you want attention. You've been laying here peacefully, but the minute I decide that I need to start recording, you become a problem. Sorry. Cat. So, we got Malik and Azzy and Lysander, which I need to figure out a nickname for that everyone's gonna call him, because Lysander is such a weird name. Why did I pick this name for him? And I've been doing their goals to try and help with the story writing and stuff, and we're just gonna ignore the cat now. To try and this cat, I swear, to try and help with the story and progression and stuff. So I've got Malik and Azzy's goals, which are pretty simple and easy goals. Malik is just looking for his childhood friend, aka Azzy, and Azzy is trying to escape the hellish fighting ring, essentially, that he has fallen into, and you can't see because the camera won't focus. Yay! Okay, there we go. So yeah, their goals are pretty simple and easy to define, but Lysander is just in this story because I want him to be in this story so bad. And I don't know what to do with him because I've never had a background for him that, like, do you understand where I'm like, I don't know what to make his goal. I don't know what to do it. Because, like, I really don't have a background for him at all. I just know what he looks like. He's... Actually, I think I've got an idea. So, basically, the idea was that Lysander is essentially just a shut-in who was very, very sheltered throughout his childhood. He's rich. Of course, he's got, money and family and, connections, but he doesn't have friends. He doesn't have people around him who, understand him or want to, actually interact with this guy because he just is not likable. Nobody wants to be his friend because he is so, spoiled. So now that he has found this person who is, quite frankly, kind of an a-hole to him, but tolerates him. He's rude, sure, but Malik is tolerating his presence, and so, that allows him to be like, this is a friend. They're keeping me around. This is a friend. This is the closest thing he's ever had to a friend, and now absolutely needs to keep this friendship. Otherwise, everything that he's ever worked on and thought about and wanted to work towards is now him being a failure because he doesn't have friends. That's how his logic works. That's how his brain works. Because what's the point in him being like what's the point in him? What's everything he's ever done if he cannot share it with other people or be around other people? And side note, I don't know if I've mentioned this before or not yet, but Lysander is like a huge book nerd and absolutely just wants everyone and anyone he can get to listen to him. Yeah, about all the random bits of information and knowledge that he has, which is why Malik has found an interest in him, actually, quite frankly. Malik only keeps this dude around, and this is the part where I think is absolutely funny, because Malik only keeps this dude around because he is so smart. Because maybe, just maybe, one of these days, this dude can use his brain to actually do something that's going to benefit Malik. Now, in the long run, there is going to be some character development where Lysander just kind of realizes, you think I'm annoying, and Malik's just going to be like, I did at first, but now, honestly, I don't think I could sleep without you yapping all the time. So, friends? Lysander has friends now, guys. So yeah, eventually the arc is gonna come around where Malik is just like, yeah, sure, you're not as annoying to me anymore. I mean, yeah, in the beginning I hated your guts because you wouldn't stop talking all the time, but it benefited me, and now we're friends, so it benefits you. So yeah, basically Lysander's big whole arching goal is that he wants friends and people around him so that he feels less lonely all the time. Big sad boy energies. I know. It's okay. And yes, I'm aware I made all of the 3 main cast members that I have in the moment for my comic. All of them are male. I struggle with this, and I need to find a way to fit in a 4th one that I've kind of mocked up a design for. I don't have a name, nor do I have a purpose for her in the story, but I wanted to add some sort of diversity in the gender of the people here. Also, Lysander is gender non-conforming, so does kind of fit a more feminine role in the party, though he is male and is like, I am a guy. Guys, trust me, I am a man. I do not have I'm a man, okay? Listen. So Lysander, although often found wearing skirts and these cardigans, does not recognize himself as a woman because he is a man. That is all he's ever known. He is man. He is boy. And he is my pretty princess of a boy, and I love him. I needed to fit the femboy from my old comic into this one, and I have found a way, and I love it. Also, if y'all did not know, I did have a previous comic that I was working on that is actually still up. I have a video up of me doing some sketches for the comic, the actual comic itself. I had started drawing the comic and scrapped the idea 3 months later, being like, I hate 90% of this, but I picked a few elements of the comic that I actually really loved and kept them, and then dropped 3 of them all at once. I was like, ooh, Lysander, keep. Magic, keep. Actually, no, magic, go away. I don't want to deal with building a magic system. I tried, I did it, I had a lot of work into it, and then I was like, this actually sucks, I hate it, and I don't want to deal with a magic system. So, there is kind of magic canonically, it does exist, though none of the party ever comes into contact with it in the story. Like, it is totally possible that there are people out there in the story, because this is my fantasy world and I wanted magic in it, but I didn't want to deal with building a whole magic system and basing the story around magic. I also completely changed up the setting, and then I didn't know how the magic system would work within that. It was a whole thing, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. So I was like, kill my darlings. I want the magic system so bad, but I don't know how to write one. I don't know how to build one. And I was like, I can't fit this in here. It's a square going in a circle hole, and it's not going in. It won't go in. I can't fit the square in the circle hole, okay? I fit the triangle in there. That was Lysander. So yeah, I did end up coloring and inking this page because I thought it was really cool. I liked it. It was the first page that I've ever actually finished, fully colored it, inked it. I did not color the characters because I wanted to use my Prismacolor set, though it is only a 12 count, so the color selection isn't very great. I need to save up and get some more Prismacolors. I don't really like using just markers for my media pieces. I like using a mixed medium of my markers, my inks, and my color pencils all at once, and I think it's really cool when I can make it fit. Yeah, anyways, moving on from that, before I posted this video, I actually did make a TikTok post over on my TikTok. It's got the same handle. It's at Coilcast on TikTok, the same handle as it is over here on YouTube, about how I felt like I had same face syndrome because my three main characters I thought kind of looked the same until I put them all three of their designs on one page, and I saw how different each of their faces were. Lysander has a predominantly very different one. He's kind of pudgy in the face, very round, very soft, kind of makes sense with his personality and the fact that he is very immature and kind of childish. So I wanted to keep that childish look for him. Whereas Malik has a very much sharper jawline and keeps this attitude of I am angry chihuahua and I'm going to bite your ankles. But eventually, if you give me the right treat, I will warm up to you. Also, sorry, something's going on with my nose, so if I sniffle or something throughout this, I am so sorry. It's bothering me to trust. Anyways, so those two shapes are very different. And then we get to Azzy or Azari, who I did originally actually literally named him Azzy or Azure, but I realized I got the name from a video game that I don't even play. And then I was like, I don't want it to relate back to that, but also I want to keep the A name and the Z in it because it just it hit a part of my brain and I could not get rid of it. So I found Azari and I liked it. It was a little bit more feminine than I was going for, but I kept it anyways. I didn't really care. And Azari also has a very different face shape. It's much thinner and his features are a little bit crooked because of all of the trauma and other stuff that he's gone through. And no, you can't really see him on screen. I will maybe put a picture up on screen right now just to show you what I mean. Because of all the things that have happened to Azari since the time that Azari and Malik got separated from each other, the two wouldn't even recognize each other nowadays. The only reason that they even meet again in the future and that any of the first plot arc will ever even actually happen is because of a random chance encounter where Azari's name has been mentioned, and it's like, Malik's like, Azari, where? And so, that is why. And the reason Azari is, like, a name that sticks out to Malik, even without the last name, even without the rest of his name, is because it's very uncommon for the area that they live in. The area that they live in is a densely populated city, and although it's so densely populated, it's not very mixed culturally. So, all of them being stuck in this place, unable to leave due to the, well, quite frankly, kind of magical blockade that's been put on this city randomly, and Azari's in it? What? We didn't understand that. Wow. And, like, so, basically, what ends up happening, and not to, like, spoil too much of it, but they basically, okay, sorry, I've got to backtrack in my mind a little bit, but they meet, and they're like, oh, yay, family reunion, but actually Azari's now traumatized, and don't touch me, please, or otherwise I will shrink away from you. Azari's gotten very, very timid from his younger self, who is very loud and boisterous and, like, in your face about everything because he was confident. All trauma aside, now he is very timid and shy and small and weak and frail, and that reflects in his, like, silhouette. He is very thin and very box-like, whereas the difference in the body between Azari and Lysander is that Lysander has a very feminine, like, curve. It doesn't make sense, really, but it happened anyways. Lysander's a guy, okay? That's how he's been from the day that I birthed my baby boy. So, oh my goodness, this cat is interrupting me again. This is a completely different day from the one that I recorded the very first video on, and she's interrupting me again. So, all of them get together. Later on, eventually, they meet another person, and both that person and Azari help them they escape. They get out of this enclosed city by some sort of magic, is it? Who knows? I don't know. I haven't figured out the magic system yet, which is why I don't really know how this happens, but they managed to break this seal that has been put as a, like, curse on this city, and eventually the story moves on. There is more to it, I just don't know where to go from there. Though I know I want more, I don't know what to put as a goal next. I really don't have anything for Azari to strive for other than getting out of this place, because he's been trapped here for years. And this shield, this wall, has been in this city for so long that everyone's given up hope of leaving it. And not only that, Azari has given hope of breaking free of the chains of the organization that kept him in the city the day that the wall went up. So, now that he's free of the city and kind of free of the organization, we'll get back to that at a later point in time, because I haven't figured that part out either. Joyous occasion of me not having all of the world building done yet, or my character lore done yet. But they break out of the city, and now they're off on a new adventure. It will be a, like, secondary volume of the comic. I don't know what to call it, but the first essential, like, I'm gonna call it a book. The first book of the comic is all about them finding Azari, And then the second book, What Happens After Azari is Found, is going to have to be a whole nother story that I tell, because it's going to have to expand on this world. And I know kind of what I think I'm going to do next, but I really don't at the same time. Mostly because I haven't even gotten to starting the first bit of the story. I'm just so enthralled with this whole story as a grand thing that I know I want to do more with this world, rather than just having a plot where you break the city free of this thing that has been plaguing the city for years after finally finding your childhood best friend. And that is a trope that I have stuck with throughout this entire thing. I was like, I know I want it to be about meeting someone from your past. Again, someone that you've been searching for years upon years. And so that trope has carried all the way through the beginning of this specific comic idea. Though magic and having a world at large that you travel and expand through has always been an idea. I wanted to make it a long, adventurous, fighting style comic, and I knew I wanted that as elements. I just didn't know how I wanted to make that plausible with a plot as complex as the one that I was thinking of. So I made the world smaller, and then I'm gonna make it bigger again and find a new reason for this group of people to go on a manhunt. Ooh, a manhunt is a really good idea. And this is how this entire thought process has gone. Ooh, I'm gonna yap about this on YouTube. And then as I'm yapping about it, I come up with more ideas and I give myself all the ideas. I have I have crazy idea that makes Lysander a little bit more plot relevant, or plot relevancy to the fourth main character. This is wild. This is wild stuff. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. Plot relevancy. I can't speak.